Peace.
Best to those that befriended me. Best, even success to all my enemies. Yes, permanent scars so you remember me.
Peace. It's Saturday evening. This is DVJ and Michelle, and this is a Cold World podcast. Thanks for checking in with us, y'all. Whenever y'all checking this out, it might be Sunday now when you done downloaded this episode, but we're recording it. It is Saturday afternoon, so we decided to kick out a second episode. So enjoy this one and enjoy this LOX to kick it off. Peace.
Who wants smoke with the mountain goat? Oysters and Russian caviar, scar with the stove. Cameras getting better and computers moving faster. Little niggas gonna spin, better keep your pants up. And all these iPhones and Androids, they tracks. Now the feds and T-Mobile with subpoenas. I'm swimming in abundance while you're drowning in misery. So they wanna hit me like Martin, Malcolm, and Kennedy. Presidential tent on the rose. 3D printed ghost gun for my foes. Put you in the box like some Monte Cristos. Met her at the meet and greet, fucked her at the show. Me and Edo got 100 bowls. Riding on the road, looking out for state troopers. Easy past the toll. Everything's at concealed. We about to hit the town with a $500,000. Got that work, we good.
Best to those that befriended me. Best, even success to all my enemies. Yes, permanent scars so you remember me. Yeah.
Champion this game with passion, black interest, Mercedes back in windows black when we get close enough to you. Refrain from clashing, put it bad and flee. Eventual stuff with believe reaction, shit flip to me thriving. Fuck you gonna do when we change it back and trick fully your feed your fashion. What's your deal? Just ask. It's time to negotiate, gotta keep my pitch higher than Baby Jackson, nigga. It's life lessons that only time I teach us. God keep me from around these leeches, still superstitious. Here niggas dying signals. I on a familiar won't disguise your features. Sometimes I deceive us. All my shines is Jesus for the non-believers. Here's to no heroin, hit a substitute. Internet fame, cool medicine, better send. Trust me with homage and proper etiquette. Haters irrelevant, probably wishing I go to hell, assuming I never went. My successor punished the negligent. Look how I represent. Gotta clean up the mess and bury the evidence. Found my niche and executed ever.
Ready, baby? We're taking Chewy outside, and so Michelle's trying to put his harness on. Chewy's got the perfect name because he loves to nibble and just bite on everything. So, yeah, hope y'all like that intro music. That's a new LOX. It's a you know what I'm saying? Oh, listen to the whites enjoy themselves. Which Pet Plus you want to go to, baby?
I mean, the only one I know of is Glendale.
Okay. I mean, there are other ones, but they're probably like themselves.
I mean, I was the one like myself on the second
Yeah, we have to go over there more. Come on, Barbara.
Come on, big guy. Charlie getting heavier in your old age. Oh.
We're headed to the store Pets Plus to get Chewy some new toys, a new harness. What, baby?
I feel like I'm throwing him in the car.
I know, that's what it feels like, yep.
But
Yep. Was it Pest Plus or Pest Supplies or whatever?
Pest Supplies Plus.
Pest Supplies Plus.
Oh, I get reward points there.
Oh, nice. So we're gonna get Chewy a harness and a new collar?
Well, like the harness would be the
because
collar.
it's like 2-in-1, but like
Yeah. Then when we take him outside, like he's not pulling,
yeah.
and he can't pull out of it.
So basically, that's what that harness is for, to keep them being able to get out of it.
Yep, and I actually read that like for pugs, that's like that's the best thing because of their breathing.
Mm-hmm. Trying to think where I want some food from. What do you feel like, baby? McDonald's? No, I'm just playing. There ain't nothing at McDonald's I even want at this hour, though. Well, no, I don't want no pancakes, because I ate some French toast earlier. But for me, it's almost like lunchtime.
Right.
Lunch mode. Charlie's breath is beating the shit out of me. In the back of the seat, that's just man, dude, shit is creeping around the corner, just punching me in the nose. Starting to feel lightheaded. Nah, I'm just playing. It ain't that bad. I'm just saying it is. It's nice. The garage looks better though.
So much like
because it's lighter and shit. It don't look all doomy and gloomy and shit.
I don't even know if they put new light bulbs in or if it's just from the paint.
I think it might just be from the paint. I think it just made things look brighter.
Yeah.
But everyone probably thinks that they did put new light bulbs and shit. Like we said, oh, there's new light bulbs. No, there ain't.
Right. I mean, maybe they like put ones in that like were burnt out or something, but
yeah.
They definitely.
Yeah, it's definitely better though. It looks more peaceful.
Yeah.
It don't look like somebody's about to jump out
like
around the corner and shit. A skinwalker.
Yeah.
Lakefront Brewer. We still got to try their fish fries.
Yeah.
Oh, we got to let Charlie out.
Yeah. I was gonna pull over up here. God, like, is no one in town?
Yeah, it does feel like we're the only ones out on the earth right now or some shit.
Is it 7 in the morning?
Does it feel like it? Today feels something. It feels weird today.
Like
basically.
Where are all the cars? Where are all?
It almost makes it feel like we ain't supposed to park here and shit.
Right.
When you don't. Right.
You know, like a lot of people don't park on this side, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've noticed, and then I'm like, wait, are you not allowed to park there? There's no signs.
Right. Let
Charlie, we're gonna
take Charlie out for a little.
No rush.
Little walk here.
Yeah, white men. Like
white
I don't
men?
really ever hear white women say brutal.
You said white men say brutal a lot?
Yes.
Yeah, that is their word.
It's brutal.
That's definitely their word. Stereotypes.
Yep.
Where are we going to get where do you want to go get food, baby?
I'm just trying to think of what's.
We're gonna end up at Culver's.
We may end up at Culver's.
What?
Culver's is like a new go-to. Like,
yeah.
You know how we drive around and then end up at McDonald's?
Right, that's the weirdest shit.
We would drive all over town looking for something to eat, and then we'd be like, oh, McDonald's.
McDonald's. They're so overrated.
Right.
Or whatever.
I think it's just that, like, you get it, and it's like, the bun's over here, meat's over here, cheese is somewhere in here. Like, it's not even put together nicely.
And then they don't give you no damn condiments.
And it's like,
Why don't I got ketchup in the bag? You gave me fries.
Yeah. I think next time I'm gonna say, can I have some ketchup packets, please? Let's see what they say.
Like, damn. Give you a soda, no straw.
That's happening.
Pancakes, no syrup. Like, what the fuck? Hash browns, no ketchup. Because there are some people that don't put ketchup and stuff on their hash browns, but still, most people do. So, like, you're just supposed to throw all the little condiments in the bag and let a person decide if they want to use it or not.
And I feel like years ago they used to ask.
I felt like back in the day, they just put all that stuff in the bag.
They automatically put, like, you almost got too much ketchup.
And now, more recently, I feel like you have to ask.
Yeah.
Or tell them, or hey, is this in the bag? Or hey, can I have this? Asking for the basic shit that should be in there.
You definitely have to check.
That's crazy as hell. Well, them dogs look like they want to fight. Dude look like he was struggling to keep his dog. Walking these big ass
like
dogs.
this neighborhood.
River West? Yeah, Humboldt is a pretty decent street. Like, I mean, as far as the pavement too and stuff.
Yeah, I like.
I mean, it took a while for them to finish all of this.
And driving on it at night.
Yeah.
It's so well lit.
Mm-hmm.
And the lights are so wide that it even lights up the sidewalks from this middle. So, like, you feel more safe, I guess, walking.
They're going to keep little Humboldt lit up, though, because there's parts of the Humboldt where it's white homeowners. They don't want them moving out. I don't think Humboldt will get gentrified.
No, because...
Why not, though? Because wouldn't white people feel safer moving in this area from, like, let's say they came from the burbs or the rurals? Like, why would... Because we both agree we just don't see it being gentrified, but why wouldn't more whites moving from out there look to move in this area? I wonder what that is.
So I want to say that, like, the Humboldt houses are more expensive.
Oh, okay.
Than if you branch off a block or two.
Even just a block or two, east or west. Yeah.
I feel like if you wanted to buy an older home and fix it up, like most people do, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
You go off, like, these are pretty well maintained.
Mm-hmm.
Even the rent, like, you know, even the dupes.
Right.
There's maybe one or two that the grass is overgrown or the siding's old, but, like, generally they're kept up.
Yeah.
So, like, I can't believe that house is finally for sale.
Oh, shit, damn.
It's so tiny.
Oh, that house is gentrified right there. Sometimes you can kind of almost tell. When you'll see, like, almost every house on the block will be shit. And then there'll be, like, two other houses on the block that'll be all, like, newly remodeled and all that.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, there's some white people bought that shit. Because I feel like a lot of times, black people, they don't help gentrify neighborhoods. Like, you ain't gonna see someone black that lives in the burbs moving back to Milwaukee to buy a bullshit house and fix it up. They're either moving out or they've been living there already and they're just constantly fixing their house up.
Yeah, I feel
like
I mean? It's long-time homeowners.
Right, exactly.
Or it's passed down through generations.
Yep, that'll be them white people coming through here trying to. And a lot of times they don't even live in them homes. They'll be renting them out, like you said, Airbnb, or they just want it as the property and shit.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with buying a home and fixing it up.
But when you don't give a fuck and you still treat people and you don't care about nobody that lives around.
Right, but what are your
Because you're helping
intentions?
slowly you're slowly helping to switch the neighborhood back to being white. Even if it takes a period of years, because other people like that are going to follow.
Like, are you doing it for it to be an investment property?
Right,
you know,
like what's the intention?
Are you doing it to, like, beautify the neighborhood?
Right.
Or are you doing it because it was a good deal?
Right.
The people that do it because it's a good deal don't care about the neighborhood at all.
Exactly.
They're just like, hey, I got this house really cheap.
Yeah.
I'm going to fix it up and then resell it.
Exactly.
But you can't resell it if the rest of the neighborhood is shit.
And that's what I was gonna say, yeah, because no white person is gonna move into an all-black neighborhood thinking that, ooh, you know what? I'll go fix a house up and help slowly build a neighborhood. It don't work like, because that's gonna take forever.
Right.
No one thinks like that. They're doing it for a reason, like a specific reason.
I also think that a lot of people in their 40s, 50s, 60s,
Yeah.
like left the city,
Yeah.
and now they're coming back.
Yeah, there is some of that shit.
You know,
Even if they've left state
like,
or they were just here and lived somewhere else, right?
you know, or their kids are grown,
Yeah.
and so like they're just like, oh, I don't need to be necessarily in, you know, the Glendale school district now.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna live where I want to live. I think there's some people like that.
Hell yeah, there's some of that going on.
Because they're just like, wow, everything's so good. You know, you're close to everything. You can walk.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the river's there, the lake's there. So I think there's a good amount of people, empty nesters, so to speak.
Yeah,
like,
is that a saying anymore?
Yeah. Yeah.
If you said that to someone under like 25, they probably wouldn't even know what that meant.
They probably just assume that you're fucking 70.
What's an empty nester?
Yeah. Like, I'm kind of an empty nester, but like in reverse.
Right, yeah. Oh, the old gas station. That's the gas station. That was my favorite gas station. Are we gonna go to, oh, we ain't even, we're hitting up the pet store first.
Well, actually, I
gas.
can do Culver's first.
Yeah, let's do Culver's and then the gas.
So that you
somebody got shot at this DQ.
What?
I saw that shit on the news a few days ago. Yep, someone got shot. It was either they got robbed or shot. Yep. Have to check, but that's what I'm saying. They had them stories on early in the morning. I saw that story like early in the morning. It was on a weekend. Yeah, we're about to hit up Culver's. Cause I don't really, that Chick-fil-A shit is overrated. I ain't saying it ain't decent, but I think people make a little bit too much of a fuss over that Chick-fil-A.
I mean, I feel like also when like a new place opens up,
Yeah.
and you haven't had anything new,
Yeah.
you know, like think about it, like this area has McDonald's, Hardee's, Taco Bell.
Hardee's.
For years.
Oh yeah, I remember when they had Hardee's.
You know, for years.
Hardee's,
And then
shit.
it was. And then something new opens up, you know.
I missed some Frisco burgers from Hardee's. And them curly fries, was them curly fries
The
they
curly
had? Those
Caesar.
were good. And Rocket with Coco's was good back in the day.
Yeah.
Now for
it's
some
like they
reason,
don't make the
yeah, that shit don't taste.
pizza long enough. Like
Yeah.
the dough is too gooey.
Yeah, it don't taste done or something. Right. Seems like a lot of things that taste different or seem different from back when we were younger, because they were newer to us back then.
And it wasn't like readily available.
True.
Like
True.
you know, you were mostly eating at home.
So those were more like treats, and you were having to ask, or like it ain't like you said, like we can just go to McDonald's whenever the fuck we want. No.
Right. Like when you're a kid, you're like, hey, can I have $10? I want to go to Rocky's.
I smell them McDonald's fries. I feel like.
Oh, probably.
Actually, do you smell them? I do, kind of.
A little bit. That and Charlie's breath.
Oh yeah, that definitely. Yeah.
Is that a dumpster? No.
That's Charlie
gross.
breath. Damn, these houses are little as fuck. Talk about cookie cutter, and they're gonna be 1, 2, 3, 400,000 for these houses out here in Whitefish Bay. And they really ain't no better, ain't nothing really more special about these.
And it's like a postage stamp of a lawn.
Exactly, yeah. Right,
Like
you don't get no
backyard.
lawn. Man. But I bet, that house is probably about 300,000. That little ass shit. Just because it's in Whitefish Bay. Don't charge me because the neighborhood is over here. Because they try to tell you, oh, well, you benefit from what if I don't use none of this shit over here? Because honestly, what do people mostly use in any neighborhood they live in? I'm saying for the most part, day in, day out, like clockwork, what are the things most people, I don't care if you live in the hood, the suburbs, rurals. Yeah. What are the most places you frequent? Grocery store, gas station, that kind of stuff.
Right.
Those main few places. Bank, hospital. But other than that, like, so why do I need to pay, like if you're over by the lake, why do I need to pay extra because you're by the lake? What if I don't go to what if, like black people, we don't care about nothing about work because we live by the lake. We don't go down there and use that water and that shit like white people do. When white people move down, they love it. Because there's more things that they like to do that are in that water or near that water. Shit. We should get a property break. Black and brown people should get a property break. Oh shit. That's some new shit. Oh, they got a Chipotle up now?
Yeah.
Is it open yet?
I think so. Okay, Charlie.
Charlie's okay. The damn breath ain't.
Right.
Knocking.
Ooh, I like that fence.
I haven't
The
seen.
black.
That is a nice fence. I mean, to be honest with you, Whitefish Bay ain't that impressive. These houses ain't that big, none of them. I haven't seen a house that I would consider like big.
Maybe
So unless
like,
you're on the outskirts of Whitefish, does any, well actually Lakefront does touch some Whitefish Bay houses, but I'm saying all of this, the majority of the houses in Whitefish Bay are like within like the neighborhood area.
right.
And they're not very big.
And you might have a big home, but you have no yard.
You have no yard. Look at that tiny ass fucking yard. Look at that yard. Right. So then people live out here for the safety and security then.
Yeah.
In true reality. Because if you have a family, because most of these are families out here.
Right.
So if you got mom, dad, and let's say you got 3 kids, you got 2 dogs, and all that, a cat. So like, why would you want to live in this little ass house?
Right.
I think a lot of these are rentals too nowadays.
Oh, yeah.
Which explains why there might be more black and brown people living out here. Because black and brown people want safe neighborhoods and shit like that too. We don't want to deal with the racism and the bullshit that goes along with it.
Right. And I feel like,
And for work purposes too. You might want to live closer. So
like
you're
I
in a
feel
house.
like the North Shore area, it's like you're close to downtown, but you're in a safer neighborhood.
Right, I like that you said safer, because it ain't like it's all fucking all.
Perfect.
Nope.
There's car break-ins, robberies,
Shootings, there's kinds of shit out here in the suburbs.
I mean, there's not as much.
Don't let it, do not get it twisted. Yeah, because like I was just telling you, that DQ that we just passed in Whitefish Bay on East Silver Spring, someone got shot over there, like not even a week ago.
Right.
So.
I feel like there's a lot of bank robberies.
A lot of bank
Well,
robberies.
there's a lot of banks, but
Who does most of these car break-ins and the garage break-ins out here in the suburbs? Though it'll be these little white kids doing that, and like vandalizing stuff
trying to
and
get their
shit.
heroin money.
Trying to get the little heroin money. But then they'll be the vandals out here in the suburbs and shit. It'll be a lot of times. At least 51%. It'll be the white vandals. They'll be just terrorizing stuff. Cause they'll be damaging stuff sometimes. They're like heavy-handed sometimes. Me throwing that little anger they'll be having sometimes. Yeah, we're about to get some Culvers. think I'm in the mood for, shit, I might get me one of them. Big burger. Like a double or something. What are you gonna get, baby?
I almost feel... Are they not open yet? Oh.
Damn, they ain't even open yet. Uh-oh, it's somewhere else. We'll figure it out. I ain't trying to wait no another 20 minutes. They probably open at 11.
Probably.
Damn, so scratch the Culver's experience. We're gonna find somewhere else. Where is there? Yeah, so this Chipotle ain't open though yet.
I think they are.
No, I mean, oh, they are actually open?
Yeah. It's like they're open while they're still finished.
Fake Mexican food.
I actually like Qdoba better. I think we talked about that one.
Yeah, you like Qdoba's fake Mexican food better?
I feel like Chipotle. I think I said this before. Like the chicken is.
Oh, you didn't like the chicken? Does it taste rubbery and shit? You said?
Yeah. Like it tastes
like
imitation chicken, right?
Tastes
but
like
I feel like Qdoba's a little bit better.
Oh, okay.
I'm just trying to think what's up here.
Shit. Is there a McDonald's? We're gonna end up in McDonald's. Watch.
There is no McDonald's up this way.
Oh, they got rid of McDonald's in Bayside. McDonald's in Bayside couldn't last? Or Fox Point. Is that that's actually Bayside.
And I did read that it was just the lease. Like it wasn't, any nefarious reason why they closed or whatever. It's just, they just didn't want to pay the lease.
Oh, okay.
Because McDonald's are independently owned.
For sure. I don't even care how mad people get when they're driving.
Right.
Behind.
Cool.
I ain't about to get no ticket. They kiss my ass. Because they ain't going to pay the ticket when you get the ticket. That's the thing. They want you to speed up because they took forever leaving the house and shit. A lot of times it'll be them white people doing that shit.
And I think some people just speed.
Some people just drive fast just cause. They just do.
They're not in a hurry. They just drive fast. They just do. Like my dad. He tailgates people. He baselines to get around people.
Oh, really?
He speeds. It's but we're not in a hurry. Like when we're all going somewhere. Yeah. It's like, where's the fire? We're ahead of schedule because you made us leave 30 minutes early. So, why speed?
Right. Remember how I was saying how Boston has some racist history? And, that all gets made up of the people that are in that city or state or whatever, you know what I mean? But they got a lot of racist stuff going on there. Here's an article I found. I'm going to read it. It says, the owner of 2 Boston area pizza shops was convicted of forced labor on Friday for using physical violence and threats of reprisal or deportation against employees living in the country illegally to make them work long hours, sometimes 7 days a week. Prosecutors said Stavros Papantoniadis, and I can't even pronounce his name. Stavros, it's Papantoniadis, of the Boston suburb of Westwood. Yep. Boston suburb. I'm sure there's a lot of racist whites out there. They're saying that he thinly staffed his pizza shops and purposely employed workers without immigration status behind the scenes for 14 or more hours per day. He monitored the workers with surveillance cameras, which he accessed from his cell phone, and constantly demeaned, insulted, and harassed them, prosecutors said. The jury found Papantodonias forced or attempted to force 6 victims to work for him and comply with his excessive workplace demands through violent abuse, making them believe he would physically harm them or have them deported. Papa Rondon, whatever, I'm going to just call him Pap. Pap was convicted of 3 counts of forced labor and 3 counts of attempted forced labor. He is scheduled for sentencing on September 12th. The charges of forced labor and attempted forced labor each provide for a sentence of up to 20 years in prison, up to 5 years of supervised release, a fine of up to $250,000, and restitution. See, so he's trying to, you know what I'm saying? He's probably one of them Trump supporters. You know what I'm saying? He's probably one of them people that are, you know, screaming the border and shit, how they want the border up and don't want Mexicans and immigrants coming here and all that shit, and how they're dangerous and murderers and rapists and all that shit, and calling them aliens and all that shit, right? But then he's employing them. He's benefiting off of them. You know, paying them dirt cheap, and then recording and surveillance them and treating them like shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, good. That's good. Because I'm sure there's a lot more of that. Because that's the thing. When you hear these kind of stories, you can't like assume, oh wow, this is probably never happened. There's nothing new under the sun. You could go online and like I could probably type that in, and there'll be other examples in other states, other countries. You know what I mean? Obviously, we know about like sweatshops and stuff like that. So stuff exists. You know what I mean? They were doing that too. A lot of people didn't realize, like with the border situation and shit. Like I don't know if things have changed, but I know like as recently as like not even a couple of years ago, like they weren't allowing, if you were Mexican, I'm not talking about just Latin, I'm talking about if you were Mexican, you could not cross the border. Like they weren't doing that asylum. Like you could come over, they'll, you know, stop you, but then let you come across, and then like you do your court hearing like at a later date and all that. That wasn't happening for Mexican people. They were only allowing Mexican people to come over here, come across the border. You could work all day long, like on their cornfields and shit, and, you know, and picking their crops and, you know, doing whatever you're doing, like on their farms and shit like that. And then they would send you back over once your work day is over. They were sending, so you were basically coming back and forth every day. But you can't live here. But you can come over here, work all damn day for basically probably nothing, and then get sent back over. So they get to treat you like shit, but benefit off of you financially and save a buck, pay you cheap, get it, because you know Mexican, we're gonna work hard just by nature, just because that's just in us, is to work hard. You know what I'm saying? So they're gonna just use us in all kinds of ways, and then a lot of times there is a language barrier. You know what I mean? So that works in the white man's favor. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't even half understand what they're saying or telling you. And then, you know, and then they're just bossing you around and shit, and you're half intimidated. Yeah, that's crazy. I couldn't imagine having to deal with that stuff. Like, if I was a slave back in the day, I would have been dead the first night. I would have ran off. But, yeah. That's crazy. There's more examples of that. I'm certain of it. We'll go online and look for some more later. Yeah, but that's crazy. But that's probably one of them Trump supporters too. But then he's using them. You know what I'm saying? It's like, then, you know. Yep, so I'm going to pull up some. I'm going to see if I can find a audio of this.
Attention hearing came from a special federal agent, and the manager of Stashes in Dorchester testified on behalf of the defense. The judge took this matter under advisement, which means that the owner of Stashes will be staying behind bars, at least for now.
All I
can say innocent until proven guilty.
Family members and friends of the owner of Stash's Pizza in Dorchester and other locations showed up to show their support in the courtroom and after the probable cause and detention hearing for Steve Papantoniadis, who is facing charges of forced labor.
What the government is saying, it's unheard of.
The U.S. attorney says Papantoniadis physically abused and threatened 7 undocumented employees for approximately 14 years, while paying them low wages and often without breaks or overtime pay. In some cases, employees required medical attention at hospitals after the alleged assaults.
110% never touched anybody. It didn't happen. Absolutely not.
As for the threats, federal prosecutors say Papantoniadis threatened to kill the undocumented employees or have them deported. One alleged victim says he was forced to work 85 to 115 hours per week.
You know what? Give the guy a chance. He's innocent until proven guilty. Let's see what happens, you know?
Let's see. We'll go to the Googles. Okay, here it is. Convicted. Here we go,
An update now on a federal investigation that we've been following. The owner of a Boston pizzeria chain has been convicted on forced labor charges. Stavros Papantoniadis owns and operates Stash's Pizza. They have 2 Boston locations. He previously owned pizza shops in several other local communities. Federal prosecutors say he forced or attempted to force 6 people to work for him. He was also accused of threatening them with violence and threatening to report them to immigration authorities for deportation. He's been in custody since his arrest in March of 2023. He'll be sentenced in September.
So they're saying the top 5 white stereotypes. It says an early study of stereotypes of white people found in works of fiction which were written by African American authors was conducted by African American sociologist Tillman C. Cothran in 1950. The top 5 stereotypical qualities of whites that Cothran noted in his research were that whites feel superior, they hate black people, they're brutish, impulsive, and mean, proud, and that they don't like Jews. Other stereotypical qualities he listed were think they know the Negro, but do not, being unfair, deceitful, tricky, thinking it's a white man's world, and being cowardly. In another study on stereotypes, Cothran observed that the black lower and upper classes at the time had the least favorable stereotypes about white people, and the black middle class the most favorable. White women in particular were described as attractive, blonde, ditzy, shallow, privileged, sexually available, and appearance-focused by non-white participants in a 2013 study. The author of the paper also found that the stereotypes were consistent with media images of white women and noted the relatively scarcity of research on white American stereotypes compared to research on all other racial stereotypes. And then they were just talking about like pop culture, how Becky and Karen have been used as terms to refer to white women who act in a clueless, condescending, or entitled way. The stereotype name comes from common names for white women. Kyle, a similarly named stereotype, refers to an angry white teenage boy. Oh, I didn't know that. That's what they call the angry white man. A Kyle. Okay. Kyle, a similarly named stereotype, refers to angry white teenage boys. They're angry. Who consumes energy drinks. Them white dudes do use them, and they do like them energy drinks. Yeah, they do. They say that's a real that's a stereotype that's accurate though. Them white dudes love them energy drinks. They say they punch holes in drywall. Oh shit. They'll be having them construction jobs too. They'll be carpenters and shit. They'll be having them little fake ass construction jobs and shit like that. Yeah, that would make sense since they punch holes in the walls. Yeah, but they're angry. Yeah, they're angry. A lot of them are just angry nowadays, and that they play video games a lot. They'll be hanging out playing them video games, like them shoot 'em up video games. Yup. The blog Stuff White People Like, written by a white man and an Asian man, addressed earlier 21st century stereotypes of white hipster bohemians in a humorous way. Comedian Dave Chappelle, shout out Dave Chappelle, also used humor to address a stereotype that white Americans cannot dance in a sketch in which groups of whites erupt into frenzied dancing every time they hear an electric guitar. That's a pretty accurate stereotype. Although there are some white people that do have rhythm, like I always say, there's a lot of white cheerleaders, whether it's in the NFL, the NBA, they can dance. They got soul, they got rhythm. You know what I'm saying? But I would say at least 51% of white people have no rhythm. They look corny. They almost look, they're just kind of uncoordinated.
Yeah.
They'll be having like 2 left feet sometimes when they move. Yeah, so that's pretty accurate. Negative portrayals of specific groups of white people. As the social definition of white people has changed over the years, studies have shown that members of different races, ethnicities, and nationalities have different stereotypes of white people. Before the 1980s, ethnic groups such as the Irish, Italians, Armenians, and Polish people were portrayed in popular media and culture in a negative fashion. Stereotypes of West Virginians and Alabamians include incest and inbreeding. Poor whites in the Appalachian region have often been stereotyped as hillbillies. White, Hispanic, and Latino Americans are often overlooked by the U.S. mass media, and frequently, that is true. Latin people, we do, like, they'll talk about they don't want us around and shit like that, but if there's any kind of conversation of anything coming together, like whether it's like black and white or what else, like Latin people always get left out of that. American social perceptions incorrectly give the terms Hispanic or Latino a racial value, usually mixed race such as mestizo. I've never heard that term. While they, in turn, are overrepresented in the U.S., Hispanic mass media are admired by it and shape social perceptions of Hispanic and Latino Americans. You think those are pretty accurate?
Yeah.
What would be a stereotype of white people, though, that you don't think is accurate? But, I mean, there's like some truth, but it's not like, you don't think it's like, just like super accurate.
Excuse me. That like all white people are Republicans.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. Because I ain't gonna lie, I do think that a lot. Because the world's so political now, when I see a white person, it goes, some of the questions that go off in my head, are they racist? Remember, that's what I was kind of saying the other day about, it's to the point now where you almost feel like you gotta like ID people. Right. When you meet people, are you a Republican? Are you a Democrat? Are you a Trumper? Are you voting for Biden? Like, right, but yeah, that is a stereotype that, yeah, most white people are Republicans. Yeah, because I assume that. It has changed over time, so have stereotypes about white people. Different non-white American groups and different nationalities have different stereotypes about white Americans. Historically, stereotypes about white people were more likely to be based on specific ethnicities. Stereotypes of white people also generally tend to fall along class lines. Yeah, that goes into that money, because there's white people that got a lot of money or well off or rich or whatever. They hate poor white people. They hate them, just like they hate black people. We're like all in the same boat to them. Stereotypes of white people also generally tend to fall along class lines, with upper class white Americans being stereotyped as WASPs, and lower class white Americans as rednecks or white trash. White Americans are stereotyped to be greedy, materialistic, racist, terrible dancers, and terrible at basketball. They are terrible at basketball. And that goes into what we were talking about the Caitlin Clark thing.
Okay.
Because generally, white people aren't good at basketball. There's been good and great white basketball players. Of course there are. There's a long list of them I can name. But I'm saying, for the most part, generally, overall, white people aren't good at basketball. You know what I'm saying? So when you have someone like a Caitlin Clark that's good, and then you have that school, they have no professional sports, but all they have is college football and basketball. So when you have this girl, this white girl there, and she's good, and you have their team doing well, they're nationally ranked, they're in the tournament and all this, and then you have her setting records, white people are going to navigate towards that. They're like, ooh, we got somebody that's really good at basketball. It was only supposed to be for the blacks. Look, and everyone's saying she's the greatest. You know what I mean? That's based off this stereotype that they're terrible at basketball. That's what I was saying when that Iowa program became good and everyone was like talking about that white girl, talking about how she was the greatest. They loved it. But white people are greedy. A lot of them. I wouldn't say a lot of white people are materialistic. I know there's some like older white people. They don't really care about having a ton of clothes. They don't need 20 pair of pants and 50 shirts and all. You'll see some old like white ladies and older white men and shit like that. Like even some of the people I work with, some of the older, they'll be having the same shirt on. You'll be seeing them wearing the same shirt 3-4 times a week. Same boots they've been wearing for the last 2-3 years. You know, they don't buy, like, they're worried about their house, their finances.
Right.
Like, they're worried about that kind of stuff. They're not worried about buying and having all this stuff. So I would disagree with that one.
And I think that goes across all races. I think people that are a little older, like in our age bracket and above,
Yeah.
it's like you have different priorities for your money.
Right.
Than...
That's true. Chewy's acting like, I don't know, he's trying to drill into the ground.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that like, as you get older, you just have different priorities.
Yeah.
But young people, you want to look good, you want to dress to impress, across all races. You know, you have to have the latest things.
Right.
You know.
You know what though too? Sometimes for black and brown people, it goes a little even deeper into that. Cause sometimes people will be saying like, well, why do black people dress flashy? Why do they do it? Sometimes we do that shit just to make ourselves feel good. Cause if you don't like, sometimes it like if a portion of us in the black community, like if we don't have a lot, or you know what I'm saying, or you're spending the money you do have on bills and you're just kind of recycling your dollar.
Yeah.
You know, you're just basically spending money all the time. Sometimes we like to, you know, splurge a little bit because it's almost like, well, I may feel like shit, but I don't have to look like shit. That's kind of what we do sometimes it's kind of like a false sense of, you know, when you do somehow you get that good feeling off it, or where that little, it's like that instant gratification thing.
But being white, I felt that way too when I was younger.
Oh, like, some people do. I'm saying, but a lot of times for black and brown people, that's what some of that'll be. Mm-hmm. If you see us dressed all nice or whatever, people be like, damn, dude's broke or she's broke. Like, why do they got all this shit? You know, because it's like, man, it's just like, well, I want to feel, you know, buying this it's like to treat myself.
Right.
You know what I mean? I think people understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
As black and brown, it just people in general, just our health in general. Because we will splurge on all this kind of stuff on the outer things, We'll be able to tell you how much our pants cost, how much the shirt costs, how much the hat we got on is, how much the shoes were. We can tell you all of that. Tell you how much everything is from head to toe, but we can't tell you shit about our insides.
Or like
our insides are all fucked up. We don't know what's going on with our body, but we know about.
It's like I feel like when I was younger, you know, I always had like a nice handbag or nice shoes or a nice dress, but like I didn't pay my re-energies bill.
Oh, I've been there and done all that shit. All that shit.
But like my priorities were wrong.
Priorities fucked up. Yep, I would do that too. Get my check, go buy the latest CD, go buy a bag of weed, go, you know, whatever shit young people do with their money or whatever. You just, and then, and then you look up, they ain't got money for rent, they ain't got money for the rent, for the I done been kicked out of a couple apartments. Oh yeah.
I've never had that happen.
That's why I stole that credit card. You know what I mean? Act like I was too good to ask for help. Wanted to make everything look like it was all great. So instead of asking for help, I went and stole a credit card so I could get money to pay the rent.
Now, is that,
you know what I
do
mean?
you think that that's like a pride thing? Like you were too proud to ask for help? Because I've been there too.
You want everything.
Like I'd rather go
everyone
in the hole than just ask my parents, like, hey, I'm kind of short this month. Would you be able to help me?
That ego and pride gets in the way.
You know, and it took my parents saying, like, if we don't have it, we'll tell you. But chances, 99.9% of the time, we're going to have it and we're going to help you. And we don't expect you to pay us back.
Right.
Like, that's your job as a parent if you have it to help.
Exactly.
And I've told my kids that too. Like, I mean, I'm not a bank, but if you need help with something, just say it. If I have the money, I'll help you. I mean, I'm not going to be like... It's easier said
than done, though, that just ask.
Yeah.
Because it takes a lot to ask.
It does.
It sounds easier than...
I would like...
I'm the master of that, not asking for help.
My gas tank was on vapors. And I was like basically digging in the couch for money. Instead of just asking my parents, hey, could you fill my tank up until, like, I don't get paid for 3 more days and I have no gas. Like, sometimes I would call in sick for work because I had no gas money.
You didn't want to ask. Wow, yeah.
Remember me. Coast. Homicide body bag. What? I got pullin' New York like John Gotti had. We got beef like Romello and Big Lottie had. They hung goggles in the streets, then they burnt his ass. So we all on point when that Suburban passed. In the knock car, used to have the bitch drop the bricks by the sharp bar. Before a rap star was a rock star, block star, fully loaded clip, yeah, Glock star.
Peace, y'all.
We avoid the back of the cop car, cuffs tight, cause the dope line got the trucks right, and the coops too. In the new cribs, every day some new kicks, always on some new shit. Poppin' for some niggas on the other side of town. Get it by the brick, and we get it by the pound. Line them niggas up, they can get it by the round. Carrots stand up, then you gotta sit them down. Best to those that befriended me. Best, even success to all my enemies.